Rita wandered through her usual grocery store on a typical afternoon, enjoying her routine visit. But today, something stood out. At the checkout, she noticed the new cashier, a young man with a warm smile and an oddly familiar face. Her gaze was drawn to a distinctive pendant around his neck, triggering a rush of memories from 18 years prior and causing her heart to race. Rita Jones had experienced a whirlwind of highs and lows throughout her life. Now, in her late 40s, she had built a successful career as a boutique owner and was cherished by friends and respected within her community. Despite her achievements, a single decision from her past continued to cast a shadow over her life. 18 years ago, she had chosen to give up her baby boy for adoption, believing it was the best choice for his future. Although she made this sacrifice out of love, encountering a young cashier recently reignited a dormant sense of connection and longing that she thought she had long since buried. 18 years ago, Rita was on the brink of uncertain future. Freshly graduated and struggling financially, she found herself facing single motherhood after the father vanished upon hearing of the pregnancy. Alone and overwhelmed, Rita made the heart-wrenching choice to put her son up for adoption, believing it was the best option for his well-being. Now, while standing in the store, the weight of her past decision hits her anew. The lingering pain and doubt resurface, making her question whether she had truly done the right thing for her son's future. Today, Rita stood as a testament to her own resilience, having transformed from the frightened young woman she once was into a successful business owner with a beautiful home and a circle of close friends. Her achievements filled her with pride, yet a profound emptiness lingered in her heart due to the absence of her son. Though she had built a fulfilling life, the void left by her son's absence was never fully filled. She frequently found herself wondering about his well-being and happiness as she observed the young cashier. The hope of reconnecting with her son, once a distant fantasy, now seemed within reach, offering a glimmer of possibility she hadn't felt in years. The pendant hanging from the cashier's neck was unmistakable, a family heirloom once passed from Rita to her son. Instantly recognizing it, she was flooded with memories of placing it around his tiny neck, whispering promises of love and hoping it would bring him solace. Now, seeing it after so many years was both startling and profound. The realization that the young man before her might be her son overwhelmed her, stirring a wave of emotions she had not felt in a long time. Rita's curiosity was intense. She was determined to learn more about the young man at the register. Taking a deep breath to calm her nerves, she approached him with an air of casual interest. As he scanned her items, she subtly searched for any clues that might confirm her suspicions. She needed to strike up a conversation, but finding the right words was a challenge. Finally, she decided on a straightforward yet inquisitive remark. "That's a beautiful necklace," she said, her voice steady despite her anxious heart. "Where did you get it?" The young cashier, introducing himself as Sam, flashed a warm smile. "Thank you," he said. "This was a gift from my adoptive mother. She mentioned it was something my birth mother gave me when I was a baby." Rita's heart raced as she absorbed his words. The confirmation she had longed for was now overwhelming, mixing excitement with a deep sense of dread. As she observed him more closely, the resemblance was undeniable. The same eyes, the same nose, it felt as though she was peering into a reflection of her own past. Sam carried on, oblivious to the storm within Rita. "My mom mentioned this was the last gift my birth mother gave me. It's meant to bring good fortune." Rita's emotions swirled uncontrollably. The young man before her, with his gentle manner and recognizable traits, was unmistakably her son. The truth struck her profoundly, stirring a blend of joy, sorrow, and apprehension. She longed to connect with him and reveal everything, but fear restrained her. The possibility that he might not welcome her, or that the revelation could upend his life, held her back. Rita's emotions surged uncontrollably, leaving her with an urgent need to escape and process the whirlwind of events. After quickly paying for her groceries, she rushed out of the store, her mind reeling from the encounter. Outside, she leaned against her car, taking deep breaths to steady herself. The gravity of meeting her son, whom she had yearned to see for 18 years, hit her hard. Now, she faced a crucial decision. Should she pursue this newfound connection or let it remain in the past? Rita was consumed by turmoil over the next few days, unable to focus on anything other than her encounter with Sam. The thought of revealing the truth weighed heavily on her, paralyzing her with fear of rejection and concern about the impact on his life. She worried about the possibility of him resenting her for giving him up, or having no interest in connecting with his birth mother. These doubts plagued her thoughts, causing her to second-guess every decision. The stakes were high, and the uncertainty left her heart aching. Rita found herself revisiting the past and reconsidering her decisions. She had always believed she had done the right thing by giving her son a better chance at life. But now, seeing him in person, she wondered if she had made a mistake. The pain of those years resurfaced, along with the guilt and the what-ifs. She couldn't help but imagine the life they might have had together. Yet she also knew that his adoptive family had likely given him the love and stability she couldn't provide at the time. At the same time, the fear of losing this newfound connection hung over Rita. She had found her son, but revealing her true identity could send him running. She dreaded the thought of upending his life, especially if he had no interest in meeting his biological mother. The possibility of rejection was a heavy burden, making her hesitant to act. Every day she delayed felt like a missed opportunity, yet she couldn't bring herself to take that final step. The stakes were too high, and the potential consequences too painful to consider. Determined to know more about Sam, Rita began visiting the store even more regularly. Each visit was fraught with both excitement and anxiety. She made small talk with Sam, learning about his interests in life, all while keeping her identity hidden. The more she learned, the more sure she became that he was her son. Yet the pressure to reveal the truth was mounting. She knew she couldn't keep this up forever. The clock was ticking, and she needed to find the courage to take the next step. Rita's plan was simple: get to know Sam without revealing too much. She wanted to dig deeper, to build a rapport, to understand the man he had become. Each interaction was a careful dance, balancing her desire to connect with her fear of scaring him away. She asked about his interests, his plans for the future, and his thoughts on various topics. Sam seemed to enjoy their conversations, often sharing stories about his life and his adoptive family. Rita cherished every single moment, even if they left her longing for more. One day, Sam mentioned his adoptive parents. He spoke warmly of them, describing the loving and supportive home they had provided. Rita felt a mix of relief and sadness. She was grateful he had such a caring family, but it also reminded her of everything she had missed. He showed her a picture of his family, and Rita couldn't fight the pang of jealousy and regret. She realized that she would have to tread carefully, respecting the bond he had with his adoptive parents while finding her place in his life. Just when Rita thought she was making progress, Sam dropped a bombshell. Once summer was over, he was moving out of state for college, a decision that would take him hundreds of miles away. The news hit Rita hard. She felt a sudden urgency, knowing her window of opportunity was closing fast. If she didn't act soon, she might lose her chance to connect with him. The thought of him leaving without knowing the truth was unbearable. She had to find a way to tell him before it was too late. Rita's desperation grew. She knew she would forever regret letting Sam leave without revealing her identity, but the fear of his reaction still held her back. She debated how to tell him: a letter, a phone call, even an in-person meeting. Each option seemed fraught with risks. She imagined his possible reactions, replaying the different scenarios in her mind. The clock was ticking, and she needed to take action soon. The weight of her decision pressed heavily on her, making her feel more anxious than ever before. Writing him a letter seemed too impersonal, and a phone call felt too abrupt. Rita knew she needed to speak to Sam face to face, but the thought of doing so terrified her. She sought advice from close friends, but their well-meaning suggestions only added to her growing uncertainty. The internal conflict was tearing her apart. She couldn't bear the thought of losing him again, but she also couldn't live with herself if she didn't try. The pressure was immense, and the fear of making the wrong choice was paralyzing. With Sam's departure date quickly approaching, Rita felt a sense of hopelessness. Every day that passed was a reminder of how little time she had left. She began to doubt her ability to handle the situation. Maybe it was better to let him go, to allow him to live out his life without the complications her presence might bring. But the of never seeing him again, of missing the chance to be a part of his life, was devastating. She was trapped in a cycle of fear and indecision, unable to move forward. Rita decided to gather more courage and visit the store one last time before making her final decision. She hoped to find some sign, some kind of indication that would make the right choice clear. As she approached the register, she noticed a customer in front of her, a woman who seemed to know Sam well. They chatted warmly, and Rita overheard bits of their conversation. It was obvious that Sam was well loved by those around him. The woman mentioned his upcoming move, and Rita's heart sank. Time was truly running out. Noticing her standing behind her, the woman turned to Rita. "Sam is such a wonderful young man," she said. "His parents must be so proud." Rita forced a smile, nodding in agreement. The words stung, a reminder of what she had missed. But they also gave her hope. If Sam was as kind and understanding as everyone said, maybe he would be open to meeting his birth mother. Maybe, just maybe, there was a chance for reconciliation. Rita took a deep breath, feeling a renewed sense of determination. Rita soon began to see Sam in a new light. He was not just the son she had given up, he was a kind, intelligent, and compassionate young man. Each interaction reinforced her belief that he had grown up well, surrounded by love and support. This realization gave her the strength she needed. She decided that she would tell him the truth, no matter the outcome. He deserved to know his origins, and she deserved a chance to explain. It was a risk, but one she felt she had to take. On the day of Sam's last shift before his move, Rita gathered her courage and approached the register. This time, she was determined. As he scanned her items, she spoke. "Sam, I need to tell you something important. It's about your necklace." She saw the surprise in his eyes. But before he could respond, she continued. "I'm the one who gave it to you. I'm your birth mother." The words hung in the air, heavy with emotion. She watched as his expression changed from confusion to shock, and then to something she couldn't quite read. Sam's reaction was a mix of surprise and disbelief. He stared at Rita, processing her words. "You're my birth mother?" he asked. His voice tinged with curiosity and a hint of skepticism. Rita nodded, tears welling up in her eyes. "Yes, I am. I've wanted to find you for so long. And when I saw your necklace, I just knew." Sam looked at her for a long moment, as if seeing her for the first time. The silence was heavy, filled with unspoken questions and emotions. Finally, he spoke. "I don't know what to say." Rita gave Sam a moment to process the revelation. She understood that it was a lot to take in. "I know this is sudden," she said gently. "I don't want to disrupt your life. I just want you to know the truth. You don't have to say anything, now or ever. But I'm here if you want to talk." Sam nodded slowly, his mind clearly racing. "I need some time to think about this," he said quietly. Rita smiled through her tears, both relieved and anxious. The hardest part was over, but the journey had just begun. Over the next few days, the revelation consumed Sam's thoughts. He replayed his conversations with Rita, trying to reconcile the woman he knew as a customer with the idea of her being his birth mother. He talked to his adoptive parents about it, seeking their guidance. They were supportive, encouraging him to explore this new connection. Sam found himself curious about his origins, wanting to know more about the woman who had given him life. The more he thought about it, the more he realized he needed to speak with Rita again. Sam decided to reach out to Rita. He called her, his tone hesitant but hopeful. "Can we meet somewhere to talk?" he asked. Rita's heart leaped with joy. "Of course," she replied, keeping her voice steady despite her excitement. They agreed to meet at a cafe nearby. As she prepared for their meeting, Rita was full of anticipation and nervousness. This was the moment she had been waiting for, a chance to explain her past and share her story. She hoped Sam would understand and that they could build some kind of relationship. The day of their meeting, Rita arrived at the cafe early, choosing a secluded table where they could talk privately. She sipped her coffee, her mind buzzing with thoughts and emotions. When Sam walked in, she felt another surge of excitement. He approached the table, his expression serious but receptive. They exchanged greetings and settled into their seats. For a moment, they sat quietly, gathering their thoughts. Then Sam broke the silence. "I'd like to hear your story, Rita," he said. "I want to understand why you made the choices you did." Rita took a deep breath, steeling herself for the difficult conversation. "I was very young when I had you. I loved you more than anything, but I was alone and struggling," she began. "I wanted to give you a better life than I could provide. It was the hardest decision I've ever made." Sam listened intently, his eyes reflecting a range of emotions. "I never stopped thinking about you," she continued. "I always hoped you were happy and loved." Sam nodded, processing her words. "That sounds really difficult," he said softly. "It was," Rita admitted, tearing up. "But knowing you were safe and loved made it bearable. When I saw you at the store, I was stunned. I was so afraid to approach you, but I had to take the chance." Sam reached out, placing a hand on hers. "Thank you for telling me," he said. "I can't imagine how hard that must have been." Rita felt a wave of relief. His kindness and understanding were more than she could ever have hoped for. There was still a long way to go, but this was a good start. Sam asked some more questions about Rita's life and the circumstances of his adoption. He wanted to know about his birth father, about Rita's struggles, and about the moments that led to her decision. Rita answered as honestly as she could, sharing her experiences and the deep love she had for him. The conversation was emotional, filled with tears and laughter. They both felt a growing connection, a sense of understanding and acceptance. It was a promising glimpse, the beginning of a road they could experience together. Sam's curiosity only grew as they talked. He wanted to hear about Rita's life now, about her interests and her dreams. They soon found common ground in their love for music and travel. Rita shared stories of her adventures with him, and Sam listened with fascination, seeing her not just as his birth mother but as a person with rich and vibrant experiences. He realized that he wanted to know even more, to be a part of her world. A deeper connection had blossomed, one that could only grow stronger over time. Despite their growing bond, there were still unresolved issues. Sam had a lot of questions about how this would affect his identity, and about the bigger impact of adoption on his life. He worried that his relationship with his adoptive parents would change, fearing the potential for conflict and emotional upheaval. Rita understood his concerns. Realizing that their journey wouldn't be simple, they agreed to take things slow, to give each other time and space to adjust. It was a delicate balance, but they were committed to making it work. During one of their conversations, Sam revealed a secret he had been carrying for a long time. "I've always wondered about my birth parents," he admitted. "I never felt incomplete, but part of me always wanted to know more." Rita felt a pang of guilt and sadness. "I'm so sorry for any pain my decision caused you," she said. Sam shook his head. "It's not your fault. I had a wonderful life. But meeting you has filled a gap I didn't even realize was there." Rita felt a surge of hope. Their connection was truly real and meaningful. Rita shared her own secret with Sam. "I kept track of you as much as I could," she confessed sadly. "I wanted to know how you were doing, to make sure you were happy. I asked the adoption agency for updates, but they keep it so private. I lost sight of you after a few years." Sam was touched by her words. "Thank you for caring so much," he said. "It means a lot to me." They both felt a sense of closure, knowing that their separation hadn't diminished their bond. It was a new beginning, filled with possibilities. There were still moments of doubt and fear. Rita worried about overstepping boundaries, about causing Sam more pain, while Sam struggled with his own emotions, trying to reconcile his past with his present. They faced these challenges together, supporting each other through all the ups and downs. It wasn't always easy, but their commitment to understanding and healing kept them moving forward. They knew their journey was just beginning, and there would be obstacles along the way, but they were determined to face them together and build the relationship they knew they could have. Just as things seemed to be settling down, a new twist emerged, catching Rita off guard. Sam's adoptive parents reached out to her, expressing a desire to meet her. They had always been supportive of Sam's search for his birth mother, and they wanted to get to know the woman who had given him life. Rita felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. Meeting them was a significant step, one that could either strengthen or complicate their relationship. She agreed, hoping the meeting would bring more clarity and understanding for everyone involved. The day of the meeting arrived, and Rita found herself filled with anxiety. She worried about their reactions, about the potential for conflict. Sam reassured her, promising to be there every step of the way. As they approached the meeting place, Rita took a deep breath, steeling herself for whatever lay ahead. When they walked in, Sam's adoptive parents greeted her warmly. They sat down, and the conversation began. It was awkward at first, but as they shared stories and experiences, the tension eased. They found common ground in their love for Sam. Rita shared her story with Sam's parents, explaining her decision and the pain it had caused her. They listened with empathy and understanding, expressing their gratitude for her selflessness. "We've always wondered about you," Sam's mom said. "We wanted to thank you for giving us the gift of our son." Rita was overwhelmed with emotion. She realized that this meeting wasn't just about her, but about creating an extended family, about healing and reconciliation, a chance to forge new relationships based on love and respect. As they parted ways, Sam's parents extended an invitation to Rita. "We'd love to have you over for dinner," they said. "We think it's important for Sam to have all of us in his life." Rita accepted, feeling a sense of belonging she hadn't felt in years. She knew that there would still be challenges ahead, but this was a positive step forward. She was ready to embrace this new chapter, to build a future with her son and his family. It was a chance for redemption and renewal, one she wouldn't hesitate to seize. Rita's life began to change in ways she hadn't imagined. She spent more time with Sam, getting to know him and building their relationship. She also developed a bond with his adoptive parents, connecting over their shared love for Sam. It was a new normal, one filled with joy, challenges, and growth. Rita felt a sense of fulfillment she had never experienced before. She was no longer haunted by her past. Instead, she looked to the future with hope and excitement. This was the life she had always dreamed of. The experience transformed Rita. She became more open, more willing to embrace life's uncertainties. Her relationship with Sam brought her immense joy, and she cherished every moment spent together. She decided to pursue new interests, motivated by a renewed sense of purpose. Rita realized that life was a journey filled with twists and turns, but also with opportunities for growth and healing. She had found her son, and in doing so, she had found herself. It was a journey of self-discovery and love, one that would continue to shape her future. Rita's efforts were rewarded in ways she hadn't anticipated. Her bond with Sam grew stronger each day, and they created new memories together. She also developed a deep friendship with his adoptive parents, who welcomed her into their lives with open arms. Rita felt a sense of belonging and acceptance that she had longed for. She was grateful for the chance to be a part of Sam's life, to watch him grow and thrive. It was a blessing she didn't take for granted, and she vowed to treasure every second of it. To celebrate their newfound connection, Sam and his unique family planned a special gathering. It was a joyous occasion filled with laughter, love, and gratitude. They shared stories, exchanged gifts, and made plans for the future. Rita looked around at the people she had come to love, feeling a profound sense of happiness. Her journey had come full circle. She hadn't just found her son, she had gained a family. It was a moment of triumph and celebration, a testament to the power of love and perseverance. Although Rita's journey had been difficult, she had faced her fears, taken risks, and embraced the unknown, discovering a sense of purpose and fulfillment beyond material success. She had learned it was never too late to find happiness, and that the past, while unchangeable, could be a foundation for a brighter future. She felt a deep gratitude for the second chance life had given her. Rita had found her son, and in doing so had found herself. Her heart was full, her spirit renewed, and she looked forward to every day with the excitement of someone who had been given the greatest gift of all, a loving family and a hopeful future.